All right, Gangster Chronicles. It was you, Mob James, and
Alonso.
Alonso. I'm sorry, were the originator of the podcast. Tell me about that.
Well, we had a good momentum, I think. We were doing good. You had a college professor or educator, which was Alex, and was good at moderating, being a moderator. And James, speaking from a gang member, or a street guy point of view, and then me being from a music executive and a law enforcement point of view. And so I think we had a good chemistry working. But I went to prison. And in my opinion, that's when the show went down. And then you had the COVID, the pandemic as well that hurt things because they wasn't able to meet up and tape together and stuff like that. And people wasn't that savvy with doing what we doing and stuff like that, Zoom and all that. I know Zoom loved the pandemic, huh?
Yeah.
Well, everybody now will Zoom now on the pandemic, but
Yeah.
but over time, how things happen with people, unfortunately, my boys Stephen A. Smith and Max, they broke up.
Yeah, man.
My boys Skip and then Stephen A. broke up. And just when you get personalities and egos, and some people think they're bigger or better than the next, I think, unfortunately, sometimes we all can't stick together and keep it going if you don't have that sandbox mentality. Because me and James are good. We're always good. I actually be good with Alex. I'm one of the ones that can get along with everybody. I tap in Norman Steele, who was the guy that Digital Soap Op Network that put together the podcast and got the connections to get things out there. But it mainly was because of us three, putting it in and putting our opinions on things that I think that made the show successful. But it all fell apart. I'll be egotistic and say because I wasn't there to keep everybody together because I was the bridge. I was the one when James was mad at Alex, be like, "Come on, man, stop tripping." Yeah.
You guys, man, y'all, them nights I work night shift and it's a slow night. You guys kept me up at night with that Gangster Chronicles, man. I listen to you guys while I'm out driving, patrolling, man.
I had a couple of CEOs at the prison where I was at that told me that as well, that they listened to it. And that's what they recognized. I thought they recognized me from Vlad, which some of them did, but they mainly recognized me from Gangster Chronicles.
Yeah, I recognized you from Gangster Chronicles, and then I started seeing you on Vlad. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So at one point, MC Eiht was brought in the picture to sign, and you guys had a deal with Charlemagne Black Effect.
That's what get crazy at because I got cut out of that deal. MC Eiht was really there to replace me. That's who they brought in. But they always advertised. But I never worked for the Charlemagne deal. Even though they advertised and used my name. And that's why I always was mad. But like, nigga, y'all owe me, some of that signing bonus. And unfortunately, right when we was about to talk about it, when they had the money, still, shit, two days or a day before we were supposed to all met, I contracted this thing called COVID. And I went on the ventilator and went out. And I was down for 2 months on the ventilator, a month and a half, almost 2 months on the ventilator. And shit, even when I got off the ventilator, last thing on my mind was a Gangster Chronicle.
Yeah, got you.